Welcome to part 27 of In the Beginning and in the End. This is February the 17th, 2025 by man's calendar. And we are about to get into this word. But I really hope that you have given thought and that you are going to continue to pray and think about the things I said to you in part 26. Because it is necessary. You have to know yourself. You have to know who you are. And what you are capable of. Is there any treachery in you? Is there any adultery in you? Is there any idolatry in you that you would turn from God? It is easy for you to say, no, I would never do that. Peter said the same thing, remember? But how do you know? Until you're tried by fire. Now, let us get back into Genesis 22. And I'm going to start at the very beginning again. Because I think this particular chapter especially needs emphasis put on it. Because this was Abraham's faith. And you need to understand that because you claim to be saved by faith. But I don't think you are. A lot of you people in the watchman circles tell people that they could go in the rapture even if they don't believe in it. But that's a lie. You're teaching them a lie. They cannot go in that. Because that's unbelief in what God's word says. And if you do not believe God, you cannot go where God is. He's not going to reward unbelief with a blessing. Unbelief is a sin. Sorry about that. Trying to swallow something that wasn't quite ready to go down. But anyway, no, I'm not talking about the word. But anyway, just for the record, let me say to you, do not come at me on the rapture. I don't care if you don't believe in it. Stop trying to steal from people things that God has showed them. If He hasn't showed it to you, fine. But don't try to take it from someone else that it has been shown to by God. You will never steal from me what God has showed me. No, I wasn't taught the rapture growing up. The Lord taught it to me. Now, that said, don't try to come at me on it. Don't try to take it from me. I don't like thieves. That shows me that you're demonically possessed when you try to take the joy that is in someone else's heart. Now, the Lord is big and He is capable, and I have His Spirit. If this were not true, then He would have shown me that instead of showing me that it is true. Perhaps you need to pray about it instead of trying to take it from others. You are full of unbelief. And like I said, this is a reason that this particular chapter needs to be really, really hit home, because you need to understand Abraham's faith. If it is God's will for me to perish on this earth, then I'm going to, by the guillotine, if that be the Lord's will. But if the Lord wishes to call me up, either way, I'm going up. I don't care what you say. I'm going up. Because I know what my end is. But I don't need you to try to rip my hope from me. So stop trying to do that. There are going to be plagues on your house and upon all your line if you don't quit trying to steal people's hope. That's wrong. You're a special kind of devil if you try to take what hope people have. So back off of it. Because you ain't getting it. This mine. Lord gave it to me, and you can't have it. The Lord knows my heart. He doesn't need you to try to dictate what I believe to Him. Why are you so afraid of the book of Revelations? Answer me that. I'm not afraid of it. It doesn't trouble me. It's my book. Why should I fear it? Now, let's get into this. Because I really want y'all to understand Abraham's faith in God and how much Abraham loved God. Yeah, Jesus, the one true God. And it came to pass after these things that God did tempt Abraham. That doesn't mean tempt as in he tempted him with sin. It means he tempted him, he tested him, he tried him. And said to him, Abraham. And he said, Behold, here I am. That's what Abraham said back to God. Behold, here I am. Have you ever told God, here I am? And he said, Take now your son, your only son, Isaac, whom you love, and get you into the land of Moriah, and offer him for a burnt offering upon one of the mountains which I will tell you of. And Abraham rose up early in the morning and saddled his ass and took 2 of his young men with him and Isaac his son, and split the wood for the burnt offering, and rose up and went to the place of which God, Elohim, Adonai, Shaddai, Jesus, told him. Then on the 3rd day, now look here how long Abraham was there. But you never gave us much thought, did you? It means something. Then on the 3rd day, Abraham lifted up his eyes and saw the place afar off. And Abraham said to his young men, "Abide you here with the ass and ship. Abide you here with the ass, and I and the lad will go yonder and worship, and come again to you." He didn't tell these men where he was going or what he was going to do. Where do you think the idea came from, though, for people to sacrifice to Moloch? Had you ever really give it any thought? Yeah, all those little children that sacrificed to Moloch. Where do you think that came from, honestly? But as I was saying, where do you think that came from? The devil always tries to mimic everything that God does. And now here Abraham is with his lad on this mountain, and they're going. And Abraham, verse 6, and Abraham took the wood of the burnt offering and laid it upon Isaac his son. And he took the fire in his hand and a knife. And they went both of them together. And Isaac spoke to Abraham his father and said, "My father." And he said, "Here I am, my son." And he said, "Behold, the fire and the wood. But where is the lamb for a burnt offering?" And Abraham said, "My son, God will provide himself a lamb for a burnt offering." So they went both of them together. Because it was Abraham's faith that God would provide another instead of taking his son. And that's exactly what God Himself did. He provided a lamb to be the offering for us all, for all time. As an everlasting covenant. I will see you in the next part.